Hey everyone, welcome to the Limitless Show. We are here live on this Wednesday at 8 p.m. IST, and thank you so much, all of you, for joining me here. Thanks to all the people on the YouTube, the LinkedIn, the Facebook, and my Limitless tribe. Thank you so much, all of you. It's a pleasure always meeting you week after week with phenomenal and fabulous guests and bringing their wisdom to your lives. So, this is a movement which I have been sharing with you consistently. Today is the 27th episode, and every show, this movement has been growing and it has been rocking because it has been helping you get inspired and be a better person. So a part of this movement is also the fact that I'm a limitless coach, and I have my own mentoring programs with which I help you overcome your limiting beliefs, your habits, and get into the momentum of success. So to find out more, you can always check out my website, anshutodi.com. And now it's the time for me to bring the guest for today. And she is Anju Choudhary. She is also been an indirect mentor to me in the passionpreneur journey. Not only that, she is from a small town in Madhya Pradesh, and she has come a long way from there. There was a time when she was very, very underconfident and used to play small, but how she overcame those challenges and limitations that she has put on herself, she will be sharing all of that today with all of us. And she is also an interior designer as well as a self development coach. So she also has her brand published in nation's leading newspapers like Asian Age, Hindustan Times, and many more such publications. And she is also, as a president, she has led the chapter of BNI in Gurgaon and took it to a greater height. And even in COVID times, even though she has a physical business model, she was able to close big, big projects over there. So today she's a very, very successful entrepreneur, as well as she is a passionpreneur mentor, and she is doing fabulous in both of the things that she's doing. And another passion of hers is to upskill the craftsmen in furniture industry, and inside of that mission she has led 46 online training during lockdown period, and she has impacted more than 1400 karigars pan India. And now she has worked so much on herself that she very easily goes ahead and rejects any offers which she does not gel with very easily and powerfully. So let's bring on Anju Chaudhary with a big round of applause. Welcome to the Limitless Show, Anju. Great to have you here.
Thank you so much, Anshu. It's absolutely a great pleasure to be on your show, The Limitless Show, with Anshu Todi. So, thank you so much for having me here.
Thank
And
you. Thank you so much.
good evening to all your audience.
Wonderful. So, Anju, it's like been the tradition of the show that always, my guests start with their journey, because the guests should share their journey so the audience can relate to, what you have been through and how far you have come. So why don't you share it with them? Because you were playing small and you were so underconfident, how it used to feel at that time and what has been the journey like?
Wow. So, very interesting question. And I'm sure this is going to also help our listeners get to know a little bit about, my past, about my life story. And thank you for the brilliant introduction because, yes, that did cover a lot of my life's, main milestones. But yeah, here, I think with this question of yours, I would love to share. Um, so let me start with some of the milestones of my life. And when I say that, this kind of briefly gives you an idea, a gist of how my life has been, and where did I get um, feeling that underconfident person, etc. So here is a little brief. So as a kid, I always went on stage and performed, and at that tender age, there was just no fear. I used to
Mhm.
dance, I used to sing, and play a very good role in assembly every day. So you can say, when even I was in nursery, KG, I still have the faint memories of me being on the stage. There was not a single day that I would not go up and perform, or read out news, or the thought of the day, or do the pledge. It was a beautiful, beautiful time, and there was no concept of confidence or no confidence. I was just being me. And
Wonderful.
yeah. So am I audible, Anshu?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. All right. I just thought I lost you. So, uh, as I just shared, how it was at the initial years, somewhere around the sixth standard, like, when I was in sixth standard, there was a painting competition. And as I was somebody who would just go out and enroll myself, sign up myself in various kind of competitions, it used to come very naturally to me. The teacher said, okay, this is coming up, why don't you go participate? I was very, very participative. And I actually made a painting, and
Mhm.
during that time, this was the year 94 or 95, when the Miss Universe pageants were very famous. In fact, I had heard it for the first time, Aishwarya Rai becoming Miss Universe, Miss World, and Miss Universe was Sushmita Sen. And
Right.
there was a topic given to us that um, you have to pick up a career without writing that. So by pictorial means, we had to depict it. And what I did was, it was very fascinating for me, and I loved it. I was coming from a small town. I was very fascinated with whatever was happening on the stage, and on the TV that I saw. And what I did was, I drew a stage, a beautiful looking woman, and she is wearing a stash which says Miss Universe. And of
Mhm.
course, there was a person on the stage holding a mic and doing the anchoring, right? So
Right,
what
right.
happens is, uh, I just, when I'm drawing it, I'm sitting on the ground, and I see that some feet cover me. Basically, I just look around, and then I just put my head up, and what do I see? I see few of my classmates ganging up and making fun of my drawing. And you know how it was like for me? It was like, oh, तुम मिस यूनिवर्स बनोगी, शक्ल देखिए अपनी. And that dialogue, it got etched in my heart. And
Hmm.
that was the time I actually, you know lost my self confidence so much. I couldn't gather that courage to even tell them, yes, I want to be, so what?
Hmm.
But you know
Yes.
what, I lied to them. I told them,
Hmm.
I said, no, who's saying that I want to be Miss Universe? I want to
Hmm.
be this anchor who's standing next to her. So
Hmm.
that is how the feeling of embarrassment and having low self-esteem actually started to creep in. And
Hmm.
that day, maybe in that tender age, and in as a kid, I told to myself that I will
Hmm.
never be the front face. I don't think I can
Hmm.
ever be there in front of audience. And
Hmm.
I'm okay being a team player. And definitely it really helped me also being a team player in various capacities while I was working in various kind of jobs. But it really kept me deprived from taking on big leadership roles. And
Hmm.
they, like, many a times I really got good opportunities, work wise, career wise, but I was like, no, 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 it is not meant for me. Oh, can I even handle that? And I
Hmm.
made myself very small, despite of
Hmm.
being very good and sincere in my work, having served a great clientele, like likes of big politicians, film stars, and you can say who's who in my work, I
Hmm.
never felt confident and didn't even leverage my position for my personal growth. Because in my
Right.
head, I was a small town girl who couldn't speak in English, who felt like a zero in most of the situation in her life. And of course, I always felt that, I'm a misfit in this showbiz world. And as you shared also, my beginnings are very humble. I was born in a village, and the roots are very, very humble. And of course, that always showed up and came up in my way. I actually didn't have the courage to accept it. And
Right.
I always felt embarrassed, always felt very low, and
Right.
felt poor. So a lot of those things that happened, and actually,
Hmm.
this is how I used to feel, Anshu. Yeah.
Hmm. So what changed actually? When did this breakthrough happen that, from there you covered this journey till here? What has been those breakthrough moments in your life?
So, Anshu, for breakthrough, I would say again, a bit of my story continues here, and through that, probably you will also get to see that how I really identified those blind spots for me and how I actually worked on it. So, for me, of course, a lot of things happened in my life very fast and totally unpredictable, and just like a weak leaf from tree goes along with the wind wherever it takes.
Yes, yes.
So I was like that, totally. I was
Hmm.
like that, and I had no power to choose my life or choose what I want to do. So
Right.
when my father got transferred from Delhi to a very remote place in Rajasthan, and fearing how will my education go for higher classes, so I actually dropped out after 10th standard,
Okay.
and all set out to pursue a diploma, because I we thought, like, me and my mom, whatever limited knowledge that we had. And during those times, if you know, like, the era was such, the exposure, I don't really blame my parents, but
Hmm.
the exposure was limited, and they would like, acha, Sharma ji ki beti ne ye kiya hai, to this must
तुम भी ये
also,
कर लो.
yeah, this is
Right.
also appropriate for you. So
Right.
I had actually gone to choose electronics. I was a bright child. I actually scored good also in 10th standard, but just because of that thing, whether or not will I be able to pursue my graduation ahead, and in a remote location. So it's much better to do
Hmm.
something which is like a more of a professional course, so that at least I can build my career being in Delhi, which is like a big city. And
Right.
I, went to the college to choose electronics. Yes, you heard that right. Choose electronics. But something happened, or was it destined, that I actually chose interior designing?
Okay.
And of course, because I was told, maybe, in my subconscious mind, it was like, somebody said, why don't you choose interior designing? And in year 1998, interior designing, at least for the middle class people, was not a very good profession to choose or something. It was something of very, I would say, mostly, those people who are, very high income groups, etc. It was maybe popular also, but for
Mhm.
people like me, or the families like us, it was something very new. Like, for them, it's like, what, decoration, some interior decoration, whereas the designing also is a very technical field. Like, we really studied great deal. So we'll come to that as well later. But yeah, that's where, when somebody said, if you choose interior designing, you will be your own boss. And at that time, since I told you, I had no clue, no clarity,
Hmm.
but something clicked, and I don't know
Right.
what happened. On the form, I selected interior design.
Right.
And from there, of course, the journey started. And I had no idea if that was my passion. I was a young girl, not even completed school, and started my studies along with elder girls who came there after 12th or graduation. Again, the feeling of being low, small, and
Hmm.
zero confidence engulfed me.
Hmm.
I was hardworking person, so I started job immediately. After finishing my college with a lot of up and down in that journey, I spent 16 years of my life working with best of the brands of Delhi in luxury interiors and furniture. And again, the spell of low confidence. But yes, now comes the breakthrough moment. Even though I was lucky to have found some good people, bosses who mentored me well,
Right. Mm-hmm.
but somewhere my own barriers and blind spots were pulling me down, and I used to really get frustrated at the end of the day for not being able to live a fulfilled life. In between, I got married, I had kids, but the breakthrough actually happened, when I went and signed up for one of the transformative learning program, and from
Mm-hmm.
there I started to see my blind spots. I started to see where is it that I really need to work on myself. And the things started to move. And the biggest breakthrough was, Anshu, registering my own company, like opening my own company, because I told you that for me it was never being a leader, and
Right.
business वो तो मैं कर ही नहीं सकती. It's just not meant for me, and that was the balloon always popping out. But
Right.
for me, that clarity of doing and becoming an entrepreneur was the biggest thing that I thought, yes, I can also do something. And yeah, that was the moment and the story behind.
Beautiful, beautiful. So the basically, I understand, Anju, that as soon as you got into the self-development journey, that's where actually the breakthrough came and the transformation started happening from then onwards.
Absolutely
Right.
true. Absolutely true, Anshu.
Great. We have Fatah here, and he says you both are doing awesome. More power. Thank you so much, Fatah, for being there.
Thank you, Fatah.
So you are a successful entrepreneur today in one place, and at the other, you are also a passionpreneur mentor. What is it that drives you to do more, be more, and play all these multiple roles and wear these multiple hats in your career?
Wow. So, well, to answer that, I would say ever since I started to work on my self transformation, I started to get clarity. With each step that I took, I realized, whoa, I have so much of potential to do more and get more done. And my drive is to live in my possibility that I found in, like, one of the programs, the transformative learning programs called Landmark. And that is, that was like something which was in me, but I discovered it. And what was it? Living a possibility, or living a life of always being in that zone where love, leadership, and empowerment is there. And these distinctions that I discovered actually embodied me, and without realizing, it actually became part of my DNA. And every
Right,
moment I'm living this possibility. And entrepreneurship is one part, which actually started along with this, when I started this journey. But the second big breakthrough moment was when I found my calling to be actually first mentored by India's first leading passionpreneur mentor, Dev Gadvi.
right.
It has been a complete privilege and an honor being his mentee, and
Mhm.
mentee first, and then, of course, um, I worked on myself, and it has been a great honor and a privilege again to be a mentor along with him, standing with him in the mission that he has, and that is
Right,
of helping people find their passion, and then build business around it. So for me, it's like too many hats that I wear, and I feel so happy and accomplished at the end of the day when I'm able to make that contribution and use every I would say every bit of my potential. And yes,
right.
a long way to go, a long way to go. Yeah.
I'm sure. So now, related to that, you are not only an entrepreneur or a mentor, you are also a wife, you are also a mother, a person who runs the home. So now, how do you manage all these roles with gusto? I mean, uh, what is the productivity hack that you use? Because I'm sure there are a lot of women who are struggling in the multiple roles that they have. So how do you manage?
Again, a very, very interesting question. And I am very much aware that a lot of women are actually dealing with this part of their life. And as much as I know that the kind of potential that they carry sometimes remains unexplored, and that really, really pulls them down. So one thing that I saw in my life is there are actually two parts to it. So that I created a huge support structure around me. And
Okay.
when I say that, it's not, you all get this structure ready made. I
Mm-hmm.
had my own share of struggles, but once my family was totally enrolled in my dreams and vision, everything actually fell into its place. So, and I do acknowledge my husband for being such a rock solid support, my
Right.
son, my parents for always, always being there by my side to, help me achieve what I wanted to. Now, you may say that, okay, what about the productivity hacks? So I want to cover very, very important part over here, and that is actually productivity hacks are all external means of doing tasks.
Right.
I use it and I teach it also to people. Being a personal growth coach, I actually do that. um, I would like to say that the calendar can easily be managed. We need to manage ourselves first. So it's an inside out approach. And with this, any simple productivity hack also, that you want to use will work. Because most of the time, Anshu, you would have seen that we know most of the stuff, how to organize ourselves, how to use our calendars, how to do what and what not. It's something that I would not say that it is not known to people, but there are
Right.
only few percentage of people who actually are able to use that.
Right.
So that's why this inside out approach is so much required. Because what will I do of that calendar, if there is no alignment for me to do
Yes.
certain things at my home, or
Right.
um, to make it simple, like let's say I have to cook food. Okay, so if I have to manage my time, then of course I have to plan it well. Like, I have to be on your show, so I knew, yes, that this is the time we are going to start. So I was ready with my I cooked my dinner, I had my dinner, and I'm here, like, all settled, and ensured that everything in its place, like casserole on the table for my family to enjoy their meal. So that's how the kind of planning, if you do that micro planning also, sometimes it helps. And yes, I do face my set of breakdowns, but all that is manageable. Sometimes, Anshu, I would even put um two or three alarms, when I'm taking a shower, because I know that by this time I've got to go out and be on my call or be attend a meeting. So this is one of very, very odd hack that I can share. Rest all is actually managing yourself. Time will manage itself. It's about what you want to do. Are you planning it? I am, of course, using a lot of journal work. I do a lot of journaling, and with
Mm-hmm.
that I keep my mind very clear, and I'm very clear when I'm taking rest. That is my
Mm-hmm.
rest time. What is my me time? What is my meeting time? What is my family time? So all of that is very nicely structured, and it happens through practice, Anshu. Initially I used to have those struggles, but it's never been a problem now. And also, it has also it's one big secret to for me actually to manage me being on time as well. A lot of people deal with that as well. It's been more than 3.5 years that I've hardly, been late on any of the meetings, or been late, anywhere, wherever I've promised that I'll be there. So
Mhm.
that's what I practice.
Lovely.
That
Beautiful. So, as a now woman entrepreneur, are there any particular challenges that you faced in your initial years when you got started due to gender? I'm being very specific because there is a difference between a woman entrepreneur and a male entrepreneur. So, and what would you say to all the budding women entrepreneurs out there who are really ready to get head on into business and be an entrepreneur?
so to the budding entrepreneurs, I would just say, and yes, um, some part of some part of this struggle and challenges I already shared in some of the previous answers.
Mm-hmm.
I would just say that yes, I managed to handle my family part well, and
Mm-hmm.
that really helped me overcome a lot of challenges. But that is the internal part of it. What about the external part of it? So external part covers expressing yourself. I was somebody, if having low confidence, I was never able to express myself fully, to the boss, to the colleagues, to so many other people,
Mm,
and used to take all the burnt, and then I used to go back all frustrated. I actually attracted a lot of health issues as well because of all of this emotional turmoil around me, just because
mm,
I was not expressing myself, and it was taking a big toll on my health. And for
mm,
women particularly, I can really say that because yes, being again, no bias here,
mm,
but yes, women have to actually, since I'm living that life, so I know they have to go through a lot of things, physically, emotionally, mentally. So there are more chances for them, to fall prey to challenges and actually give up onto what they want to pursue or what they want to achieve. And the main point also is like work life balance, leadership, finding their own voice. Log kya kahenge, there are so many things that come. Of course, I didn't have many issues like that, but my set of challenges were there. And I am sure every entrepreneur, man or a woman, I would say in this part, that they do go through a lot of challenges. Women, maybe it is a little more extra. I'm
right.
very sure about that one picture shared by Mr. I think somebody, some influencer, and there, there was a racetrack, and it was like, for the men it was like, okay, you just have to run, there's no obstruction. And for the women, there were like that washing machine, there were some utensils to do, etc. I
Okay.
really remember that picture, so it
Right.
went viral, and it was so much appreciated by men and women both, that oh man, it is so true that women have to actually go through all of that as well while
Yes.
coming on the work. So
Right.
for all the women, budding women entrepreneurs, is something I would really say, that keep working on yourself, keep looking at the avenues, invest in yourself, because that is what is going to give you the courage and the power to find
Right.
yourself, to work on your blind spots, which you don't know that you have them. And that is what has been anchoring you down and not letting you fly, or not letting you do what you want to do, the life that you want to live. And for me, it has been the same very work, from no confidence to somebody who's leading big organizations, like leading chapters like BNI. We will discuss maybe later about that as well. But yeah, so I worked on myself, and through transformational journey, through finding a mentor, and I've been really blessed. I found my mentor Dev Gadvi, and he's been a great value addition to my life, and I really really know that there's a lot that I can do. Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you for the message. So, what was that one skill, Anju, and that one mindset that has made the most difference in your overall advancement and growth that you went through?
So the skill, if I may say, that it was definitely unwavering focus for me. That has been something that I have been practicing from some time. And the mindset, when we talk about, yes, I'm also a personal growth coach. And for me, it has always been a growth mindset. So I have been more like a sponge. So even if I don't know something, I would just go. I would be like a curious kid. I would learn,
Right.
I would
Right.
adapt, and I would implement. So it's very evident that a lot of things that I didn't know how to do, I learned them, and
Right.
I did it. Like business is one of them, and business is learnable skill, which I had
Right.
no idea. Yeah,
Fantastic. I think there is everything in life is learnable. People always, give up saying that I do not know this, or maybe I'm too young, maybe I'm too old, or maybe my financial condition is not all right, so I can't invest on myself. But I think all this is part of the limiting belief structure that we have been raised with, and everything is learnable. Even confidence is a skill that can be learned, including focus and so many other skills.
absolutely. There are so many, Anshu, that and until date, Anshu, despite of being in this journey, working on myself along with, and also being present that yes, there is a long way to go. And what I always learn from the leaders who inspire me is that there is no destination per se. It is the journey,
It's a
so there
journey.
is so much to learn, so much to implement. And I'm very happy that even if I'm failing in certain things, I'm failing forward, so
Yes,
that has been definitely a great thing for me.
wonderful. So, also, I just got to know that Anju, you were affected by COVID and very, severely actually. So, you were almost like, you have come back from that, you might have been dead. So, this is like a second life for you. So, what helped you get back? Ex, very important to me, I think, asking this question because of the time that we are going through, all of us, the whole world. What helped you get back, and where did you get this resilience from?
So, for sure, I'm all grateful to God. I'm all grateful to my family members and all the loved ones and all the people, who have been in this journey with me, and whose blessings, as I would say, that, I actually, during this time, their blessings were that ray of hope for me to bounce back, to be back, despite of being very positive person. I actually consider myself like that, and because that's the listening other people have about me, that okay, Anju, you have some very positive vibes about you, and that's what I get to listen mostly from people, and I feel happy about it, because if they have that impression about me, that means it is true, right? And of
Right.
course, I do also believe in that.
Right.
But despite of all of that, when I went through this situation in April, somewhere in mid-April, when the second wave was like totally on the peak,
Yes. Right.
and I think no house was affected, and mine was no different. Just that maybe because of certain traces of diabetes, which I was actually
Mm-hmm.
um, working on reversing, and I almost achieved it. And then the God said, "Okay, here is another test for you." So it
Right.
was a good test for me of my life, I would say, which I will never ever forget. When I used to sleep, Anshu, I used to always think that, will I even wake up the next morning? Because my oxygen levels used to be under 88, it was nowhere close to 94. And I was like in a very, very bad state, having that BiPAP machine on my face throughout nights, having my oxygen concentrator, that the pipe, the oxygen tube,
Yes.
basically. And
Yes.
throughout the night for good 15-20 days, uh, that was like one of the very severe period. So, of course, not going into the gory details of it, but what I want to definitely say here is, being that positive person as well, it shook me to the core, and it made me feel, will I make it? Every day when I got up in the morning, I was like, oh, when I open my eyes, I can see the light. I think I'm alive, and I would just try to feel
Yes.
myself, my arms and my legs. I would try to move them, and I'm like, okay, I made it. I made it to this day. And that used to be such a relief. And Anshu, what brought me back, I'm sure uh, it's the blessings and love of all my loved ones. But yes, that everybody said that this is also a mental game. So I did not give
Yes.
up on myself. Those negative spells came, but then what I
Hmm.
would do is I'll actually start some affirmations. I would start writing gratitude journal. I would just be writing gratitude for anybody and everybody who was helping or who was blessing me, or messaging me. Then after that, doing something that I would love. Let's say there's a friend of mine, she has a cat, uh, and she would just send me her videos to cheer me up. It was such an innovative way. She would just send me that, and I just to give her that gratitude. One day, I actually, when I had the strength, so I actually made a sketch of the cat, and I said, "Thank you, Subhash family." So it gave me so much of happiness from inside that these are the people, without saying anything, they were just trying to cheer me.
Right.
Some of my
Correct.
friends, college friends, who I was lost touch with them, they ensured that they're calling me and checking on me every day. In fact, they informed so many other people, almost like I felt, hello, I'm alive, I'm not dying, I'm not going anywhere. Abhi to I have to do so much of work. But yes,
Right.
mindset played a big role. I used to listen to a lot of chants. I'm more than ever, I think this period of time really got me into spirituality as well. I was a spiritual person, I'm a healer also. But I think truly that connect happening through you to the higher self, to also understand that if I get this chance back to live again, will I make it worth it? Will I make will I live my life to the fullest? Will I do justice to the life given to me? So
Hmm.
those questions kept me looking back at what, no, I have to come back.
Right.
And Anshu, surprisingly, there was one medicine which was very hard to find at that time. It was in my house, it was kept in front of my eyes, but somehow my nurse actually couldn't give it to me. So it is no less than miracle that I believe in universe and what the universe does to me or to anybody for that matter. And I was like, yes, this is universe's plan, that even if I couldn't have that life-saving drug, I'm alive and universe has my back. And that's what
Right.
gave me power. Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. More power to you. You are back. You are having this second birth. So, you know, may you fulfill all that you need to fulfill in this life.
Thank you, Anshu. Thank you so much for that. Yeah.
So Anju, now what kind of I think you are very passionate about helping the karigars in the furniture industry. So what kind of trainings do you give to them, and how has it helped them?
Um, so the karigars, I would say that yes, these are very specific. It's a very specific niche, and these are those people who who have that great art within themselves. They are talented, but for whatever reasons, are the way our structures are designed, the way our economy is designed, that they don't get that exposure, they don't get to learn a lot of stuff.
Hmm?
And at the end, despite of doing such beautiful work, and doing so much of mehnat, actually, they kind of um,
They don't
they
get whatever they deserve.
absolutely, absolutely, that's the word. They don't get what they deserve, or what they actually, where they should be. At least they should be able to live a respectable life, not
Yes.
anything else, but at least that respect. But
Yes.
unfortunately, uh, I would say the world is designed in that way where very few people are actually thinking about them. So
Right.
there are a lot of interior designers, lot of architects, जिन जिनका काम नहीं चलेगा कारीगर्स के बिना, because without them it is just not possible for them to fulfill onto their careers. But
Right.
very few people actually stop and look back and try to give it back to them,
Right.
in whichever way. So this my way of doing it is, of course, helping them have a growth mindset, helping them know their potential. Of course, technically they are sound themselves. I don't need to teach them how to do certain things. I do educate them that part also, having whatever experience I have from the industry, from the design background, or from the exhibitions that I generally attend overseas, or my exposure to other countries, China, Germany, Italy. So I try and bring that up also, so that I inspire them and tell them that, okay, what other countries and what other people are doing that you are not doing, and why is it that you are not growing. So there has to be something that you are not putting in, and that is what I
Right.
try and
Right.
help them identify. And the best part, Anshu, about these trainings are that, um, yes, when these people they come back, when in fact they start, it is like a shocker for them. It's like, what will you teach us? And when after the training, some of them also have tears in their eyes, that we had no idea that this is something that you are going to do for us. And even if we pay money, we will not be able to get this kind of training. Unfortunately, there are no schools, there are no centers where these people actually can know their own greatness. So that is one very big problem that is there. And there are, like, I'm definitely working with few companies who are actually coming forward and helping me arrange these meetings, and I go and do it with full on passion, and love to give them whatever I have, and contribute in a way, because these people have also contributed in my life directly and indirectly, in my business wherever I am today. If it was not for them, it was not possible. So I am deeply grateful, and this is my way of giving it back to them. And out of so many people, even if handful of people get that enlightenment and they
Right.
work on themselves, I think
Right.
my job is done. And our nation's dream of making India independent, Atmanirbhar
Right.
Bharat, make in
Yes.
India possibility. It's just like a very small contribution from my side, and I wish to take it to the next level, and I wish to make it big here and impact a lot many people.
I definitely wish you and the Karigars all the best. And बोलते हैं बूंद बूंद करके ही घड़ा भरता है. So every boond I think counts. And what you're doing is like too good. Your way of giving back, and you don't know what kind of changes you are making to their lives. So great. I think very great gesture from your side. So we have Richard Scanley. He comments that great positive vibes, Anju and Anshu, all the very best. Thank you, Richard, for your good, great comment.
Thank you,
So,
Richard.
Anju, what this is a limitless show. I'm very, very passionate about limitlessness because I realized in my life, Anju, that only one thing is not sufficient, neither just money, nor just health, nor just relationships. You need to have your hand full with everything that a life has to offer. And that's where my journey to limitlessness began. And that's where this movement and this show came into the picture. So, what according to you is limitlessness? And who do you think is really limitless in every sense of the word, and why?
Yeah, very, very interesting part of the show, where there's a very deep question actually. And just to share on this, Anshu, I would just say, for me, limitlessness is actually something that is, um, any human being or a living being, just not to limit themselves, those limiting, self-limiting barriers that they create on their own. The best part is that they create on their own
Yes.
is
Yes.
something, once that is not present, that is something I would call, that person living a limitless life, if he works on that and actually removes that part of it. And it's very much doable, because I have done it for myself, and I'm still in the progress. I would not say that I have achieved it all, but I'm working on myself constantly. And if you really say that, who do you think is really limitless in every sense? So for me, I, I do want to share like some of the people who inspire me a lot, who have been my inspiration. And with that, I also want to say that who is limitless is, I would say, you are limitless, I am limitless, and anybody who's actually working on themselves
Yes.
authentically, working
Yes.
on recreating their life, is actually limitless. And that is one thing. And Anshu, yes, you have been also having a great inspiration over me, I should say that,
Thank
from
you
where
so
you
much.
began to where you are today. It does give me, a thing where I can say, yes, love uh, to see you being unstoppable. You have certainly no limits now, and you are working on whatever you have identified. So it is great. And when it comes to maybe some of my inspirations, more inspiration that I would like to state here is, yes, Oprah Winfrey is one of my inspiration. And why go very far? My mother has been a true inspiration for me. And I'm sure, if I start to speak about her, it's going to take a long time, because in all the adversities, coming from a total village background, she she fought, she determined, and she's very determined. And she said that, I want my kids to grow up like this, I want them to achieve this. And actually it happened, and she ensured that, we got the best of the world, and we achieved what we wanted. And it was, if it was not for her, probably, I wouldn't be on this show for sure. And not just
Right.
for us, she actually made everything possible for us, whatever
Right.
that we wanted, with whatever limited income that my father used to get, or even she started to work,
Right.
kind of struggles that we have seen. But
Hmm.
there was not even a moment, Anshu, that, my mother actually got stopped by anything. She's such a brave lady till date. If I am also scared sometimes, ki, should I or should I not, she will be the one, she'll be like, no. She is totally fearless and limitless, I can say that. And
Beautiful. Beautiful. And that tells us about you. बच्चों को देख के उनके पेरेंट्स के बारे में पता चल जाता है. So of course, if you have got this limitless mindset in yourself too, I'm sure it can be traced back to your mother, because they say that mothers are the first set of teacher that teaches you, holds your hand and teaches you. Of course your father is also there, but mother is the most in-depth teacher, touching your life more. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
So now we come almost towards the end of this round, Anju. So at this point, what I want to ask you is, if you were in my place and I was in yours, what is that one question that you would ask me that I did not ask?
So that would be, Anshu, what is the legacy that you'd like to leave behind?
Okay, perfect. Why don't you answer that for us?
Yes, that has, and truly, Anshu, this question, for me, if it was the previous Anju Chaudhary, this legacy, the legend, what are these words? I
Right,
wouldn't have even related to them. What
right.
legend are those people? Those people somewhere, they appear from the cloud. But
Yes.
now, that belief in my own self, and um the learning, the inspiration that I got from my mentors. And especially here to mention, definitely I'd like to take Mr. Dave Gadvi's name. And for me it was like, still not that level in my transformation journey where I would ever consider myself like a legend. And here is something that, when it comes to legacy, the way he is building it, I am totally inspired and in awe of what he is creating. And I'm learning a lot from there. And in that process, Anshu, I am very, very proud to say that for me, legacy, leaving a legacy behind would be my book, which is upcoming, which is You Can Design Your Life. And
Wow.
I am very, very happy that never in my dream actually that I ever thought that, I would be able to write a book. So it is still in the process. And
Mhm.
it will be launched very, very soon. And yes, the inspiration behind this leaving a legacy has been my mentor, Dev Gadvi. And this book definitely carries a lot of nuggets and all those situations from my life where I worked on myself, where I
Right.
identified from being a zero to being, being on the journey of becoming a legend. And that will be the gift from my side to the world, to actually know and work on their lives and actually unblock their mind and live their dream life. So that is what I'm up for it.
Wow, brilliant. Amazing conversation and a little more to go. So we now jump on to the next round, Anju, which is the lightning bolt round. And there will be questions, but they will be shorter than this round. So let's get there.
Looking forward.
Great. So, what is the one myth about both the industries? You are a part of the coaching industry and the interiors industry or the furniture industry, whatever. So, what are the myths that rule both the places? One myth each.
So, of course, in coaching industry, I would say the myth is from the perspective of the coach, you are saying, or from the perspective of a.
Generally, whatever people think कि okay, ये coaching industry ऐसी होती है या interior designing ऐसी होती है. I mean, people do not know, but that's not the truth. That's just a myth.
Yeah, so definitely for a lot of people, they think self development is a scam. And that's one of the myth in this part.
Yes.
And on in the interior designing, yes, again, yeah, um, why do we need it? Why do we need it? So
Yeah.
a lot of people come with that mindset that why do we need it? Yeah.
Yeah. Why spend so much of money in?
Yes.
Yeah. True.
When we can
True.
just get ideas on online and get it
Yes.
done from a karigar, then why do we need
Yes.
interior designers?
Right.
Why do we need experts?
Right. Pinterest is there. Let's use Pinterest.
Yes. True.
Okay. If given a choice to be born as anyone in the next life, who would you be born as?
I would I would be born as again Anju Choudhary, and I am so proud of myself, and I would love to live this life again. Just one correction here, and that would be the self development has to start from the early ages, and that is what I would love to do.
Amazing, amazing. And anyhow, they say that, whatever consciousness you leave your body at when you pass out, that's the same consciousness you're born with in the next life. So you don't really begin again from the lower consciousness. So
Yeah,
wherever you
then
reach
I'm
till this
good.
life.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So if you're feeling low, what is the one thing that boosts you up almost instantly?
So conversation with some of my very closest people, that helps me. That really helps me.
Wonderful. What's your favorite food item?
My favorite food item is I love paneer, so I love it in any form.
Great.
That's
So
my
be it
favorite.
chili paneer or paneer makhnis or whatever, tandoori.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Any form, I love it.
Great. Can you do Surya Namaskar?
I have just started to do Anshu. I have been doing yoga now. So I managed to do it. Maybe not
Okay.
accurate, but yes, I do it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Do you have any bucket list and how many wishes are there in the list?
Well, there are many wishes in that bucket list, but one definitely is I've got to go to Norway. So that is one of the top charter. I've
Okay,
been
for the
wanting to go.
sun, this to see
The
the
the Northern Lights. So that is something that
okay, amazing
that's called Aurora. Yeah,
aurora. Okay, great. Are you more intuitive or more logical?
I am very intuitive, and
You
in
go with your
fact,
intuitions.
100%. In fact, I'm certified as a intuitive healer as well. So
Okay,
because of the inborn talent and of predicting a lot of stuff, and I totally go with intuitions. So if it was not for that, probably I wouldn't be an interior designer, and probably I wouldn't have been a mentor as well. It all no logical mind. कहाँ पैसे
right.
डालने हैं, बस intuition है ना, जाओ
Ah,
पैसे दो और बस sign up. That's how I have been.
amazing. I think that's me. What you're saying is just me. Who's your go-to person when you are in trouble or confusion?
So here is again a set of few people that I have very very
Hmm.
close,
Hmm.
including my husband. So my husband, my parents, and apart from that, I have very close best friends.
Hmm. Okay,
These are the people
great,
that I just go to.
great. Do you believe in karmas? And if yes, what is it according to you?
Oh my God. Favorite subject, and it will be so difficult for me to be brief, but I will be. I promise you that. So, yeah, karma is all that you are doing, and not just the doing for the sake of showing, but what you really intend. So what is
Yes,
your intention of doing
yes,
anything for that matter? Whether it is like, helping somebody, or even if you decide not to help somebody, but what is your intent behind it? And
intention,
for
yes,
yes, so the intention is something that I would say, and whatever we are doing according to that is karma. And I have been a big believer, and also have got some of the akashic records done, etc. So I know what karmas in this lifetime that I have to do in order to get to the another level of consciousness. And I'm getting there. I'm working on my karma.
wow, lovely, lovely. I mean, whatever you just said about karma, that's exactly what I always, I even go ahead and tell my mentees the same thing, that what's your intentions behind everything that you're doing. Don't look at action, look at your intention. So it's beautifully put. Tea, coffee, or lassi or green juice for you? Which one would you prefer?
Tea, coffee, lassi, or
Green
juice.
juice.
Uh,
Green juice.
Green juice is out. I'm already having a lot of green stuff. No juices there. But tea, coffee, or lassi. So coffee and lassi, both.
Both. Okay. Great. Thank you so much, Anju. I think, it was like phenomenal, I would say, all our conversation. And now, if I ask you to give one last message to all the audience who are here and watching you, what would you like to leave them with?
So I would just say that, be the CEO of your life, not the employee of your life. Take charge. And yes, you can design your life and live the dream life that you want to live. So that is the message that I have. And I wish everybody a great evening. And, like really, really, everybody has that limitlessness inside of them. So just get present to them, and just use your full potential, because life is very short. And I can
Yes.
say that with great determination, because I've been there and done that. And I know that, yeah, now this is a very precious gift, and I don't want to just, go, like, let it go in waste. So that's one thing. And Anshu, for you, I would just say that it has been great working with you and being here on this show. Have seen you actually uh, rising from pillar to pillar, the way you put efforts. It is truly commendable the way you are moving, marching ahead. And we know that you're going to really make it very big and absolutely limitless. And that's what you are giving it to humanity. So, all the very best for your cause.
Thank you so much, Anju. It means a lot, a lot. You know, all your blessings and all your words, they mean a lot. And I wish you the same. Thank you so much, Anju. I wish you all the success in all the endeavors that you have in your life and wish you limitlessness. Thank you so much for all your time, your wisdom, and your energy that you have put here. Thank you
Thank
and have a
you for
great
letting
night.
me. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye. Okay, people, I hope you were really, really enlightened as to, how you can also have the same journey no matter where you are right now. What's your level of confidence? What's your level of skills? What kind of limiting beliefs you have in your life? Do not give up. Do not give up. This is a beautiful life, and you have an opportunity to always make up for the lost time by trying to build up from here now. So just do that. Thank you so much for joining me over here. Check out a lot more about the movement that I keep talking about by visiting www.anshutodi.com, and you can connect to me on any of the social media channels as well as the website. So take great care of yourself. Have a great night ahead and a great week ahead. God bless you. Take care. Bye bye.